never talked about it. Might ask him to fill my prescriptions.
We're live, just so you know.
I can hear it right now. Live from the Nation Synagogue. 10th Avenue and 10th Street.
It's Friday night.
It's Friday night live. Same. We missed you guys yesterday.
James had a meeting on Wednesday, got moved to yesterday.
It was good. It was real good.
All right, friends, it is Friday night. Friday Night Live from Huntington. We are here. It is has been a beautiful day today. Got up. It was just a little chilly when I was up, but warmed up nicely. And apparently, winter's coming back. So we'll see. We will see. But it was a beautiful day. It's a beautiful evening here. Not too cold, not too warm, no breeze or anything. So it is Friday night. And so let's welcome Shabbat. Going to have Suzanne come forward. She is going to bench lift for us tonight on pages 3 and 2.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
Bless all who enter the sanctuary need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right, friends, let's continue with the responsive reading. Page 9. Page 9, let's read responsibly in English. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain.
On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a hoard of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we act as if we care nothing for the rights of others.
On Shabbat, remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal.
So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. All right, let's get a little mystical and turn to Lecha Dodi, page 20 and 21. And it would be right around this time. This is the ideal time to be in Sfat on a Friday night, when you would see the Mekubalim, the mystics, leading their Talmidim, their students, out into the fields as the sun set over the Galil, and the hills of the Galil, and they would be dressed in white, and they would welcome Shabbat, the Shabbos bride, with Lecha Dodi. Page 20. Lecha Dodi likrat chala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat chala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'libor echad, Yishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shem tiferet v'litila, Lecha Dodi likrat chala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki mekor ha'bracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof machaseh b'machshava techila, lecha dodi likrat chala, pnei Shabbat nekabela, mikdash melech il melucha, Kumitzi mitohafecha, Rabla Hakshevet Yemecha Bacha, Vehu Yachamol Alaychem La, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabila, Hitna Ari Me'afar Kuni, Livshi Bigdei Tifarte Chami, Al Yad Ben Yishai Bet Lachmi, Korba Nafshi Gala, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabila, Itorari, Kiva Ore Kumi Uri, Shidaberi, Kvoda Donai Alaif Nigla, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabila, Lo Tevoshi, Velo Tikomi, Mahatish Tochachi Umatemi, Bachye Chesu, Anye Ami, V'nivneta Ir Altila, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabila, V'hayu L'shivsa Shovosai, V'rahachaku Kol Nevalayich, Yasi Salayich Elohayich, Ki Sachatan Al Kala, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabila, Usmin Usmo Tihi Frotzi, Viet Adonai Taharitzi, Al Yahadish Ben Partzi, V'nihi Smecha V'nagila, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabila, Boi V'shalom Ateret Bala, Gam B'simcha U'b'sola, Tochem U'nei Am Segula, Boi Chala, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nekabila. Let's turn to page 22 for verses from Psalm 92, the Psalm for Shabbat. And let's read the outdented paragraph in English and then sing Tzadik Katamar, the indented Hebrew paragraph. A song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together. You glad me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai, how very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. Tzadikata hamar yifrach, ke'erez balmanon yiskeh shetulin beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu Yahrihu Ojenu Beseva Ishenim Vera'ananim Yiyu Lehagi Ki Ashar Adonai Zori Velo Avlatabo. Page 24. Let's continue with Shalom Aleichem, welcoming the angels who come to spend Shabbat with us. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashare, Malachei Elyon, Yehi Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Loachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we'll conclude Kabbalat Shabbat as we conclude all of our services with Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemech rabbah, ve'alma tivrach hiruteh, ve'amlich malchuteh, ve'chayechod v'yom echod, u'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'zman kariv v'yimru, amen. Yehei shmech rabbah v'orach ve'olam u'lameo maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei d'kudashah b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata b'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. La'amiram v'alma v'yivru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'yivru. Amen. Oseh shalom v'ramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu al kol Yisrael v'yivru. Amen. Let's turn to page 146 for the beginning of the Arvit service for Shabbat. Baruch Hu, 146. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Page 147, let's read together in the English. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish. But your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, Ama'ariv Aravim. 148, Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Hafta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, V'shofteinu u'fkumeinu, Nasiach bechukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'lemitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Yehem chayenu v'yorech yameinu, v'yorech yameinu, Lahem negeh yomam v'layla, Yom Balayla. והבאת תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, ובשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לכותבות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני Adonai Elohechem. Page 151, near the bottom, let's read responsibly in English. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that oneness salutes our grasp, is perfection and equal balance.
Before our eyes, there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is evil enough to break the heart, and there is good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves.
Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learn God's presence redeems time and event, so that we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
Top of 152. Mi chamocha va'elim Adonai, mi chamocha Nedar b'kodesh, nohora tehilot, osefele, malchutecha ra'u banecha, vokeyam lifnei Moshe, zeli anu v'amru, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, v'nemar ki Adonai et Yaakov, u'ga'aloni et chazak mimenu, baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Page 153, Hashkivenu, asking God to watch over us in the evening. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. And let's read together in English. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, Atorei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Amo Yisrael, V'al Yerushalayim. top of page 154, verses from the book of Shemot, from the book of Exodus, reminding us of Shabbat. Vishamru, top of page 154. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We are at the centerpiece of the evening service, the Amidah, and we'll chant out loud 155, 156, and 157, and then we'll go silent for the rest of the Amidah, 158 through the end on 164, and you can finish it up by reading it in the remainder in Hebrew or in English, or by offering up your own meditative prayer at that time. But we'll begin together on 155. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Ivotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el ha'gadol ha'gibor ha'nora, El Elyon, Gomer chasadim tovim, ve'konei ha'kol, ve'zocher chasei avot ve'imahot, u'mehi goel livnei b'neihem, leman shemo bi'ahava, melech ozer Moshiach Magid, Baruch atah Adonai, Magid Abraham, Zezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayev Mipimatav Lahoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Umorid HaGashem, Mechakel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayev Eitim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofech Oholim, Umatir Asurim, Umechayim Emunato, Vishenei Afar, Michamocha Givorot, Umidol Melach, mitum chayeh u'matzliach Yeshua v'ne'eman ata l'chayot metim baruch ata Adonai mechayeh hametim. Still completing your Amidah, please continue at your own pace. We're going to continue on page 160, reading together the middle paragraph in English. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy, our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Page 163, a little bit of hoda'ah, a little bit of hakarat tov, recognizing the good, and then being thankful for it. And it doesn't always have to be this huge item, these very big items that, you know what I mean by item, events or happenings, whatever it is in your life. It doesn't always have to be something huge. It can be just the simple fact of being able to walk outside on this beautiful day, right? Something that you can find beauty and something that you can recognize the good in and then be thankful for it, right? So this week, lots to be grateful for. It was a beautiful week. My friend is here. He made it from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And he's doing well. And I got to walk around Huntington for most of today, running errands and then going inside to do some riding and then going outside to run some errands. It was a great day. Great day. But page 163, let's read responsibly. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and hands, we offer praise.
For the desire in us which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being.
Let's close out our Amidah with Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha v'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Ra'ah Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Ra'ah Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. I'm going to jump ahead now to page 253. Lemi Shaberach for the Cholim, and if you have anybody who needs a little bit of extra healing this week or this weekend, the Shabbos, keep them close to your hearts and in your hearts and in your minds and close to your hearts as we begin Debbie Friedman's Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Li'avoteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imoteinu Mekor HaBracha Le'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Pages 258 and 259, prayers for our community. And Sam, for our congregation.
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love, Torah, devotion, and prayer in support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction. May we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levacha b'yirat na'avod. James, for our country.
Thus say Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry, and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing, and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness.
Thank you both. Shalu Shalom Yerushalayim, Yishlayu Ohavayich. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. Avinu Shabashamayim, Sur Yisrael V'Golo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reishit Smichat U'Lateinu. Again Aleha V'Yevrat Chasecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha, Ushlach Orcha V'Amitecha, L'Rasheha Sareha V'Yoetzeha. V'Takneim Be'etzah Tova Milfanecha, V'natata Shalom Ba'aretz, V'Simchat Olam Liosheha, V'Yomar Amen. Suzanne?
O Heavenly One, Redeemer, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there.
Amen. Thank you. All right, friends. Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos.
Shalom, Shabbos.
Oh, this week we start a brand new book of the Torah. Well, it's not a brand new book. It's been around for a couple of thousand years, but it's new to us this year. It's the third book of the Torah, and it is known as Vayikra. And it's not like the other books. The other four books basically are narratives, right? The book of Genesis gives us the creation story, the Noah story of Abraham, all the way through Joseph. So it's like a novel in a way. Shemot, the book of Exodus, picks up the story of Bnei Yisrael as they start off as slaves and then ultimately gain their freedom and then build a portable sanctuary in the desert. Bamidbar picks up, where the book of Numbers picks up after that. And the book of Deuteronomy is a condensed reader's version of Shemot, of Exodus, Leviticus, Exodus, parts of Leviticus, and Numbers. So, but what Leviticus is known for is its description of the sacrifices, the korbanot, as they're called. And the reason they're called korbanot is the hikarev means to draw close, to get close to someone or something. And so the sacrifices help our ancestors get close to God, to draw near to God. Along with a long, long description of the sacrifices, basically the book of Vayikra is a handbook for the Kohanim, for the priests, telling them what they should do, how they should run the sacrifice, how they should light the incense, and things like that. But also in the book of Vayikra, the book of Leviticus, is what's called the Holiness Code. And that's for the rest of us. There's a piece in there that focuses on us and how we can be holy in our lives because God is holy. And what holy means is to be different, to be set apart, not to do everything that everybody else does. Right? When something is holy, it's set apart from the ordinary. And so the book of Vayikra is also known as Torat HaKohanim, the Torah of, or the learning, or the teachings of the priests. And this is traditionally the first book that is taught to cheder, Jewish school children, right? The book of Vayikra, it's very straightforward. There's no deep questions that come up. For example, if we were to start teaching students, 5 or 6 year olds, about the book of Genesis, and we said, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, I can imagine a 5-year-old raising his hand or her hand and saying, who created God? Right? Or if God created the big fish, did God also create the dinosaurs? Did God create the woolly mammoth? Right? Things like that. And so those are rabbit holes that you don't want to go down with the 6-year-old. And so we start with the book of Leviticus, where it says, you take a bull and you sacrifice it. Next, let's move on. Right? So not a lot of these open-ended questions. And so what we have are 5 different types of sacrifices, or sometimes they're called offerings. We have the olah, the burnt offering, which is a sheep, a goat, or a bull, and it can't have any blemish on it. It can't have a scar, it can't have a nick, it can't have a scab, it has to be blemish-free. And, or you could offer a turtle dove or a pigeon. Right, so that's for the burnt offering. The second one that is described is the mincha offering, the meal offering, M-E-A-L, which is choice flour mixed with oil. The third offering is a zevach shlamim, which is the well-being sacrifice, often sometimes called the Thanksgiving sacrifice. and that is a sheep or a goat or a bull or something from a herd or a flock. And again, it can't have a blemish. The fourth sacrifice is called the chatat, and that's a sin offering. And that's if you mistakenly make a sin, you forget to do something, and then you realize that you've forgotten to do something, and so then you take this sacrifice, right? It's an unintentional failure, and this has to be an unblemished bull, right? This one hits you hard in the pocket, right? Because to sacrifice an unblemished bull means that those are expensive. Those are expensive. And then the final offering that's described in this parsha is the asham. Right, we know the word ashamnu from the High Holiday Liturgy. Ashamnu, bagadnu, gazalnu, dibarnu, dofi. An asham is a guilt offering, and this is for something we know we did or we didn't do. This was not unintentional. This was something that we did. We're guilty of a wrongdoing, and that costs us a sheep. And if you can't afford a sheep, you offer a turtle dove and 2 pigeons. Right, and so these are the 5 offerings that would have kept the temple or the Mishkan busy, and then also would go into the temple. And they're introduced to us in the opening parsha of Vayikra. This week we get 16 new mitzvot. We're keeping track of them. 11 do's and 5 don't, for a total of 16. And so this is your Torah portion in a nutshell. Shabbat shalom and good Shabbos.
Shabbos.
All right, friends, we are just a few days away from Purim, which is one of the happiest days on the calendar. This is a phenomenal holiday. It's a minor holiday, right? We have 2 types of holidays. We have major holidays, or chagim, and then we have minor holidays. And the difference between the two is that a major holiday is mentioned in the Torah, and a minor holiday is not. So the 2 minor holidays that we have that everybody gets excited about are Hanukkah and Purim. Hanukkah is not even mentioned in the Bible, but the book of Esther, around which Purim focuses, is. It's part of the Nach. It's part of the writings and the prophets. Actually, it's part of the writings, and it is in the 3rd section of our Bible. And, we read the Megillah on Purim, and like many things in our tradition, it can be read on a bunch of different levels, right? When you hear it read, you could imagine the story, and it can go, children can understand the Megillah and the story in it, and adults can understand it. The book of Esther is a late book. It doesn't mention God at all. God's name, is not mentioned in the book of Esther, and it's the only book in our Bible that does not mention God. And there's a lot of commentary about that, about why we have this one book that doesn't mention God's name. And the rabbis teach us that in the Messianic era, right, when everything is perfect, all the holidays will be nullified. The books of the prophets will be nullified, and the writings will be nullified, but we will still, along with the Torah, read the Megillah and celebrate Purim. And that has to do with the fact that it is such a joyful holiday that the rabbis believe that will continue into the Messianic era. Now, as much as it's fun, there are 4 mitzvot associated with Purim. 4 particular things that we have to do. First is we have to hear the Megillah in the evening, and then again in the morning. Some count this as 2 mitzvot, but you basically have to hear the Megillah twice. You have to eat a festive meal, usually with hamantashen and other goodies. You give gifts of food to your friends. They're called mishloach manot, or in good Ashkenaz Yiddish, shloch manos, right, where you give different types of food and things. And then the last one is matanot le'evyonim, where you go out and you find poor people and you give them money. And this is one of the most important mitzvot associated with Purim, or I would say associated with any of our holidays. This going out and giving monetary gifts to the poor. And there are three reasons why this is important. One, it's practical, right? Now, we don't live in a large Jewish community. So, but if you do live in a large Jewish community, this helps poor Jews to be able to celebrate Purim. Gives them an opportunity to go out and buy the foods for a festive meal, to buy hamantashen and things of that ilk. So one is that it's practical, right? Others can celebrate. Two is that joy is not truly joyous or joyful if you don't share it. So we give gifts to the poor because we have been blessed. We have satisfaction, right? We have what we need, and so we help others. And then the third reason is it blurs the line between rich and poor, right? Many of us lead privileged lives compared to other people, right? We have roofs over our head, we have clean clothes, we have enough food, we're not food insecure. And so it kind of levels the playing field a little bit. And it makes us aware when we have to go out and find these people who need and give them some help, right? It makes us aware of the poor and the homeless that are around us. Oftentimes we just walk by them. We don't even think about them. But on Purim, we have to. And Purim is a time for us to wake up and to realize how lucky we are that we can share and have a little bit of gratitude. All right, so that's a quick introduction to Purim. And now I want to talk about one of the great misnomers in our tradition, which I want to share with you. Hamantashen, right? It's a tasty Purim treat, right? You can make them and fill them, and they are part of the tradition. So what are hamantashen named after? Haman. Haman. No. That would be the equivalent of naming a cookie after Hitler. I'm serious. But David, you hit it right on the head, though. If you ask 100 Jews, 99 of them are going to say it's named after Haman, and the one other Jew is going to say, I don't care, they're a tasty treat, and they could be named after Haman or Mordechai or whatever.
Does it have something to do with the hat?
Nope.
No?
Nope. Nope. No. One of the most common fillings in a hamantash. Mud? Man, right? Which is?
I don't know.
You don't know. Poppy seeds.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Poppy seeds. And it is man in Hebrew or Yiddish. Man. And the word tash comes from Yiddish, from German, which means a pocket. Right? Like in modern German, a paperback book is called a Taschenbuch. Right? A book that you put in your pocket. It's not like a big hardbound book. It's a little pocket book you can put in your pocket. So man tash, and then like Yiddish sometimes uses the word the letter hey, which is pronounced ha in this case, as Hebrew does for the, right? So hamantashen are the poppy seed pockets. So they're called hamantashen after the fact that you put man in poppy seeds. So hamantashen are poppy seed pockets. And that's where the name comes from. But because we have the character Haman in the Megillah, we say, oh no, it's named after Haman. It's not. It's not. But that now you all know something that a lot of other people don't know. And so now you can go out and quiz them on Purim. And if they get the answer right, they can have hamantashen. And if they don't get the answer right,
can still have.
They can still have hamantashen, but just one. They just have one, right? But that's the interesting thing in our tradition. We have a lot of these things that, you know, become, somebody says it and then we keep hearing it. And I researched this, and so it's the poppy seed pocket, kind of like Hot Pockets, right? The pizza thing that you cook in your microwave. So now we have a hamantashen. Are we going to have poppy hamantashen?
No, it can't be found in Huntington.
Poppy seeds cannot be found in Huntington.
Right.
Wow.
Plus, to order it was too expensive.
Okay, so what kind of filling are we going to have?
Apricot, blueberry, and I don't remember what else.
Strawberry? Chocolate?
Oh.
Lemon?
Good.
You can put just about anything in them.
Anything,
You
yeah.
can just about anything. All right, so Purim starts Wednesday night and continues through Thursday. And so everybody come here and get your yummy hamantashen, which are not going to be stale. They're going to be fresh. They're going to be wonderful. All right, Sam, what time is it?
Kiddush.
Kiddush time, yes, indeedy. It is Kiddush time. Vayehi erev vayehi boker yom hashishi vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam vayachal Elohim vayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishvot vayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa vayavarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i Vayikadesh oto kivo Shabbat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot. Savri Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav V'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit ki hu yom tefillah l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim Ivanu bacharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'avim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh Shabbat. All right, we'll begin to conclude our service on page 282. Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol Latei kedula lioseh bereshit Shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot V'lo samanu mishpachot hadama Shelo sam chelkeinu kahem V'kor aleinu k'chol ha'nolam V'anachnu korim Umishtachavim umodim Lifnei melech Malkei Halachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Noteh Shamayim v'Yosed Haaretz, U'Moshe V'Karo B'Shamayim V'Imah, U'Shli Natuzo, V'Gohei Merohim, U'Eloheinu Einod, Emet Malkeinu Efer Zulato, Kakatu V'Torato, Liatatayo v'hashevota elevamecha. Ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim v'al v'al haaretz v'tachat eino. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, היום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד. Ushemo echad. We are in the Shloshim period for Joan Lerner, and this week we observed the following yahrzeits: Rebecca Cantor, Pauline's grandmother; Etta Angel Kaplan; Isidore Kuntz, father of Morris; George Lewin, relative of Milford Schneiderman; Florence Rosenstein Moll, Natalie Schneiderman's mother; Esther Freeman, Dave Friedman's wife; Robbie and Bruce's mother; Frances Fish Tompkins, mother of Lawrence; Esther Uslan, Mark's mother; Harold Miller, Mark Miller's father; Irvin J. Miller, Ed Gellen's cousin; Esther Zacherman, Maxine's sister; Sharon Kalman Weed, High's wife, Sarah and Adam's mother; Irvin Levine, Milton's brother; Louis Maury Greenstein, Irving's uncle; Bernard Levine, Ethel Levine's son, Mo's brother, Regina's uncle; Lena Silverstein, Fred's mother; Judge Fred Kaplan, Ed Island's brother-in-law; Harry Fallon, Edith's husband, father of Aileen, Denise and Ron; Richard Wheel, husband of Daphne; Jack Fish, father of Bartlett; Jackie Fish, Frances Fish Tompkins' sister; Sarah Fish, Pauline's cousin; Murray Klein, Estelle's husband, Mitch's father; Ella Romer, wife of Bert Romer Sr.; Leonard S. Ross, Brant Ross's father. May their souls be bound up with the bond of life eternal. May their memories be a blessing to us, and may they all rest in peace. You'll find Mourner's Kaddish for mourners and those observing yahrzeit, page 294. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shmei Rabba, Ve'alma, Divrach, Kirutei, V'yamlik, Malchutei, V'chayechon, V'yomechon, V'chayei Depol Beit Yisrael, V'hagala, V'zman, Kari, V'yimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba, Vorach, L'olam, V'omei Maya, Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitpar, Yitromam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitaleb, Yitalal, Shmei Dikudisha, Brichu, Le'elam, Yinkol, V'yachata, V'shirata, Tushbachata, V'nechamata, Damiram, V'alma, V'yimru, Amen. Yehei Shloma, Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Yirmav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen. All right, friends, we are at the very end of our service. Just a couple of quick announcements. Services tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and then again on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Don't forget to turn your clocks ahead, spring forward this weekend, I believe. Yes, We have some people saying yes, yes.
It's true.
It is, they say it's true. I'm just repeating what I've heard. But yeah, we lose the hour, but apparently we gain daylight. So I'm not 100% sure it's a good trade-off. But that's Saturday night into Sunday. So Sunday morning, make sure you set your clocks ahead because you want to be here for our Sunday morning minyan at 9. Sunday afternoon at 3, we're going to have a Purim learning session for Let My People Know. And there's this mitzvah associated with Purim about getting drunk. And we're going to take a look and see, is that really a mitzvah? Because if you go to large shuls in big cities and even small shuls in small cities, a lot of drunkenness on Purim. And they say, but it's a mitzvah, we have to do it. Tune in on Sunday to see if you really have to do it. You might be surprised. That's Sunday. Monday night is our deep dive into Genesis. Speaking of people who drink, Noah was the first guy who planted a vineyard and proceeded to, first thing, make wine and get drunk. So we'll have that, but we're not up to that part of the story yet. We just are figuring out what's the deal with the raven and the dove. That's where we're at. So join us Monday night at 6:30 on Zoom. Tuesday night, if you're on the ritual committee, there's a meeting. Wednesday night, you're not going to have Yiddish choir. You're going to have the Megillah reading, a spiel, and Hamantash in here at the synagogue at 6:30. And so please let us know if you're planning on attending. There's no reservation needed. We just want to know how to set up the room for who's coming. And then Thursday, and Ken or Beth will be here on Wednesday night. And then Thursday morning, we'll have the Megillah reading again at 10 o'clock. And then we're back Friday. So it is an extremely busy week here at B'nai Shalom. And so join us for as much as you can. You'll be glad you did. All right, we'll close out on page 321. Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra V'eit Nasa B'chepso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'acharei Yivlot HaKol Levado Yimlot Nogra Vehu haya, vehu hoveh, vehu yiyeh b'sifara, vehu echad v'ein sheni, lahashilo, lahachbira, v'li reshi, v'li tachlit, v'lo ha'oz v'hamishra, vehu eli, v'chai goali. V'tzor hedli b'yetzara, v'hu nisi umanosli, v'nachkosi b'yom ekra, b'yahado achid ruhi, v'etishan b'yahira, v'im ruhi geviati, Adonai vi v'lo All right, friends, let's see who says hello to us via the interwebs this week. Last week we got cut off, and must have been a hiccup with the internet. All right, ML Glazer and Herman wish all a good Shabbat. Well, thank you, ML and Herman. There's Mom. Shabbat Shalom to all from Rabbi's Mom and Cliff. Thanks, Mom and Cliff. Jenny Bro, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Wishing everyone a good week ahead. Thank you, Jenny. Same to you. Brenda and Billy Glick. Wish everyone a good Shabbat. Thank you, Brenda and Billy. And Diane Shadows. Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos from Diane and Steve. Well, thank you, Diane and Steve. Looks like we are going to have a snow-covered Shabbat. Enjoy. Okay, I will. And you too. But everybody, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. Be safe out there. Stay warm if we do get this snow. And be safe, and we'll see you soon.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.